Yo, Little Lolo coming back down to earth here, and since spooky season is coming up, I'm going to make it a tradition to dive into the dark and sinister crevices of the dungeon of your unconscious. And in my opinion, there is nothing more deeply unsettling than unsolved mysteries and uncanny valley vibes. So with that being said, make sure you are completely sober for this video, and also make sure you don't eat, because let me tell you, I made that mistake going into this Alice in Wonderland rabbit hole, the Tim Burton one obviously, and I was sick to my stomach.
Sick to my stomach, fam.
But hey, you do what you want. Make sure you take 2 puffs out of that pen of yours, one for yourself and one for me as well, and I'll be sure to make it to your funeral. Anyways, I came across a bizarre video on my FYP on TikTok of a man known as Smart Schoolboy 9. I became curious of this unusual entity, so I glanced through the comment section with sudden urgency, which then led me to Nick Crowley's video. Now, if you want to get a better understanding of the Instagram accounts that are now no longer accessible to the public, I suggest you watch Nick Crowley's video. My video will primarily focus on Reddit accounts and news articles that I have found about this very particular situation. But first, let's provide an understanding on who is Smart Schoolboy 9.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
This man, in a lot of these videos, has been seen to cosplay a young schoolboy, role-playing as if he was getting ready to go to school bright and early in the morning. The pedophilic chungus, if you will. There might be a fetish that this mentally deranged man has that involves young children and, getting some sort of sexual fulfillment out of playing these childlike roles. The nature that this man has resembles that of the BTK killer, Dennis Rader, who would dress as woman and pose himself in these very seductive and helpless poses for sexual gratification. I mean, in some of these photos, it actually appears that his home has a very youthful atmosphere about it, where he, oddly enough, has children furniture. Now, truly, nobody does know what Smart Schoolboy 9's intentions are with these very cryptic posts on Instagram, but we can generate a hypothesis based off some of these disturbing posts that he was somewhat a predatory riddler, if you will. As we could see in these few posts, how he is contextually alluding to himself. One of these on his truth_sticks_11 account, which has now been privated, it states, "The guaranteed failures of the pedo pretending to be young boys." Then he gives a detailed analysis on specifications that his account has committed, from him pretending to be a parent who has control over these quote-unquote children accounts, or even him attempting to possibly deceive school security checks, as we will see later. Another grotesque post that he has is him posting a picture of this family at a gathering of sorts, where in the paragraph in blue he emphasizes,
"What you must not do is stay with a." He is building fake characters online, pretending to be youth. Or again, deviously, he may have communicated with your child or done weird, unholy stuff whilst face to face. You don't know how many kids he has done this to.
On top of many other posts similar to this as well. Now, these enigmatic messages are very upsetting just reading them. Who does this guy think he is? The predatory Zodiac killer? It's weird. It's weird. Now, this man has many aliases on many different accounts on different social media platforms, enacting the same strange behavior on each of them. These include truth_sticks_11, Smart Schoolboy 9, Lyricist David, Stephanie Schooley, Stephanie Stansfield, 12 Stockwell Joanne, Mal period S95, Only Facts, among many more. And on these different accounts, you can find him posting very inappropriate photos of minors. Some are AI generated, while others are real photos of actual children. Now, how he came upon these photos is beyond me. A mystery that has yet to be unraveled. These unknown figures, as far as I'm concerned, have not been identified. Now, on these accounts, Smart Schoolboy 9, among the many others, would either take on the role as a child or the authoritarian figure who is a strict but loving caregiver, making sure their child doesn't participate in any dangerous or suspicious activity online. Weirdly enough, a lot of these accounts are following a lot of children, unfortunately, and even starts conversations with them in their comment section on some of their posts, as we could see with this young boy on his account. Smart Schoolboy 9 says,
"Another cool post, but be careful with some comments you receive. Sometimes at first there's indications that there's, say, 12 comments within half a minute of you posting, but then there's only maybe 3 comments there. That's because some bad people have obviously had their comments deleted before you read them. You know, comments by Oisinor1 and such. It happens to most boys in our age group, but stay safe, stay cool. Don't be dissuaded by creeps."
in our age group? Whose age group we talking about here? Ain't nobody believing that this grown man is a child. This man looks like the fully developed and grown actors from the Harry Potter series, pretending that they were still children. Now, how many children has he talked to, attempted to talk to? We do not know. And this isn't the only perplexing behavior that he has exhibited online. There were also these ambiguous and confusing photos of different areas around where he lived, which, based off these photos, the Sherlock Holmeses and the Bruce Waynes of the internet were able to reduce the area to Doncaster, England. Did these obscure photos have anything to do with the children? Or were they just phases of his schizophrenia? We don't know. Now, who is the man behind Smart Schoolboy 9 and the rest of these accounts? Well, thanks to the exposure that this rabbit hole has gotten, there has been different people who have come forward on the internet to provide insight on this man's identity.
You know him?
He used to live on my street while I was in the last few years of secondary school and college. He was a strange guy. Hasn't changed much. He used to wear his uniform and walk up and down the street, hiding behind trees and watching people. My stepdad and brothers had a few altercations with him and the police were called numerous times.
Do you have a name then?
I have a surname. I'm not sure if it's a real name because it sounds fake. I'm not going to post it here. If a mod wants me to share it with them, that's fine. Or whoever is passing information to the police. I will say, the police have known about him for a long time. And when he was doing what he was doing in public, they were not concerned.
And in the Doncaster subreddit,
some of my mates used to just refer to him as Whitey years ago for obvious reasons. Sometimes he used to dress as a schoolgirl as well as a little boy, apparently.
and one where his name was finally revealed.
What you've written was so quite shocking. Do you know his name?
He's really creepy. I used to live just outside the town center at the time, and before I even saw him in court or the paper, I came across him several times outside hall, cross-dressed as a schoolgirl with that makeup on, harassing the schoolgirls. He did live on... I think his name is something like David Alter.
Now, granted, some of these accounts could be lying and that they had likely seen this name elsewhere, but nonetheless, the internet works faster than Barry Allen on Blow, because they were able to find a multitude of different pieces of online information on what is speculated to be David Walter Alter, such as a LinkedIn account, a free BMD account, a Find My Past account, and one of these, although not in the UK but in the US, indicates some sinister activities conducted by a man with a similar name.
On October 6, 2016, Alter pleaded guilty on 10 counts of abuse of children stemming from his possession of child porn.
Now, I want to emphasize that these are just speculation and it is not a definite fact. You know, these could just be normal people's online transcripts that we are viewing, except for the last one. That guy should rot in hell for sure. But with his name coming out, it just adds more questions to this Alice in Wonderland rabbit hole, where even an article that was supposedly written by him came out titled "School Uniforms Are a Path to Discipline," which is him defending school uniforms. Maybe he has a fetish for uniforms. There has also been other articles that have surfaced, this one in particular, where people have also speculated that this could be David. Beaconsfield High School, warning, as man dressed up as a schoolgirl tries to talk to female pupils, where Beaconsfield is obviously in England. Now, what's even weirder than that is that he decided to broadcast his identity to the world under this post on one of his accounts, almost boastful and arrogant in a way, where he says that he is featured in a YouTube video entitled "Walking Tulse Hill to Brixton 2024" in the last few minutes in casual wear. Now, the internet has concluded that it has to be this man. I mean, if we could go to the other photos and compare, I think this might be a close to accurate assumption, just based off the head shape and the body type. But what do you think? You know, could he be leading us to a wasteland of false promises and hopes? Who knows? But regardless, as shown by this article, it is said that the police are investigating into the suspicious Smart School Boy 9 even further. The academy is aware of the picture circulating on social media, and we have informed the police. Officers have confirmed to me that they are actively patrolling the community following report to Essex Police. Now we can only wait. That's really all we can do. But if it was my guess, this man has definitely done some disturbing things at least once or twice in his life. There is something just severely off-putting about him, revolting really. How while even researching this video, I had vivid nightmares about him. Bro got me feeling like Ethan Hawke in Sinister. I was terrified. It's as if he's watching every dark corner of my peripheral vision. I'm even scared to upload this, if I'm gonna be honest, because what are the chances? What if he sees this and now he's outside my fucking window sticking his tongue out like he's a Venom? But I live in Texas and I have a Glock. I don't have a Glock. Anyways, thanks for watching. That's all from me. I'm off to another dimension. See ya.